Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. The greater our knowledge increases, the more our ignorance unfolds. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. The best road to progress is freedom's road. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger man. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Let us think of education as the means of developing our greatest abilities, because in each of us there is a private hope and dream. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long range risk of comfortable inaction. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. Physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, it is the basis of dynamic and creative intellectual activity. Children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. We cannot negotiate with people who say what's mine is mine and what's yours is negotiable. A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people. We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch, we are going back from whence we came. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers. We cannot expect that all nations will adopt like systems, for conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. A journey to 1,000 miles begins with a single step. When power leads man towards arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. Our problems are man-made, therefore they may be solved by man. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. The path we have chosen for the present is full of hazards, as all paths are. The cost of freedom is always high. The goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. In a time of domestic crisis, men of goodwill and generosity should be able to unite. Liberty without learning is always in peril. Learning without liberty is always in vain. Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economic Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. The United States, as the world knows, will never start a war. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. It is an unfortunate fact that we can secure peace only by preparing for war. Domestic policy can only defeat us. Foreign policy can kill us. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. Freedom is indivisible, and when one man is enslaved, all are not free. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link in that we all inhabit this small planet, we all breathe the same air, we all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal. Our task is not to fix the blame for the past, but to fix the course for the future. In your hands, may fellow citizen, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. This country cannot afford to be materially rich and spiritually poor. History is a relentless master. It has no present, only the past rushing into the future. To try to hold fast is to be swept aside. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda, it is a form of truth. We prefer world law in the age of self-determination to world war in the age of mass extermination. The enemy of truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the might, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. It is an unfortunate fact that the truth often is unpopular, but it is a fact that should make us guard it all the more jealously. Part of the risk of success is failure. I am certain that after the dust of centuries has passed over our cities, we too will be remembered not for victories or defeat in the battle or in politics, but for our contribution to the human spirit. No one has been spared on account of his race from fighting or dying for America. There are no white or colored signs on the foxholes or graveyards of battle. Freedom is not merely a word or an abstract theory, but the most effective instrument for advancing the welfare of man. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. In the final analysis, the success of any nation is founded upon the quality of its citizens. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth, persistence, persuasive, and unrealistic. The supreme reality of our time is the vulnerability of this planet. We celebrate the past to awaken the future. All free men, whenever they men live, are citizens of Berlin, and therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the word Ich bin Berliner.